suppose, Keith, I'm wholeheartedly support of LSD used in medical settings and for medical purposes. Further to the issues of drugs and medicine, it should be pointed out that there are no morbid pathology reports which support the cause of death being poisoning by 3,4-methylene-deoxy and methylamphetamine. In fact, in many of the morbid pathology reports which are handed in annually for alleged deaths from ecstasy, the lividity pattern matches an entirely different mechanism. In other words, a company called Ventria Bioscience, whose address is 4110 Freeway Boulevard, Sacramento, California, Freeway Boulevard, North Sacramento, California, may be field testing a nerve agent, the oral administration, skin contact administration, in spot tests for human sacrifice animals to test the material which they are developing. This material that they are developing from a genetically modified rice crop is likely to be deployed against the civilian populations of the world, population centres of the world, sometime after 2012. This is listed as a VX nerve agent, and the evidence is supported by the lividity patterns in many of the cases resulting in death, allegedly from ecstasy. It is an excellent opportunity for a company involved in military chemical weapons research to field test their product, which they frequently do, knowing that it's a neurotoxin which attacks specifically neuroreceptors. That's why it's very efficient. Very small doses are deadly. You die if you like it. Yes, what was I going? Oh yeah, anyway, it's jolly bad shit. Jolly bad shit. So what I'm saying in relation to what Chris is saying, for fuck's sake, press the yellow button this time round, because if you don't press the yellow button, there's a very good chance we will all be destroyed. Anyway, on with the set. A mix of originals and my own. I won't list my own, those are the originals, yeah, and list of my own, which are originals, and some mixed other people's stuff. None of it's played properly, and I won't bother giving you any titles. It's not finished in many ways. As you'll notice when you hear it, it's not really well played either. That one's one that I wrote. This is a rendition of Fat Fun by the Monochrome Set, which I've been practicing here on stage. Quite a short tune, really. This one, which is dedicated to Mojo Pixie and these filters called filters cohorts, which I did. Cohort, that means people who work together. Oh, sorry. It's just that so many people don't. Listen, right, check this out. A lot of people didn't know that the time, t, is equal to the square root of the distance travelled, d, divided by the gravitational constant. And because they didn't know this, on September the 11th, 2001, some people destroyed a building with explosives and blamed it on some people who were supposed to be flying aeroplanes. But they weren't flying airplanes. Rather than take you into the rather complex and elaborate world of ICT securities and the people who remotely flew the airplanes into the towers, it's probably better for me to point out to you that today Gordon Brown said that one of his high-powered advisors, one Mr. well, NR, maybe Rothschild, yes, advised him to put that guy Ross at the head of the FSA. Well, actually, he's not saying it was Nathan Rothschild, but what's her name, Mandy thing was on his yacht. The Conservatives were getting into some trouble there. The point is, the company that done most of the financial manoeuvrings and doings behind the 911 attacks was KPMG's offices in Zug, Switzerland. Of course, they're up to their necks with this genetic modification of for production of a huge amount of bad news. In fact, they've ordered 179, that's 179, brand new mid-air refuelling aircraft. The problem with these mid-air refuelling aircraft is that the wings, they couldn't give the contract for the wings to Boeing, so they gave it to European Airbus Consortium, who simply had it taken off of them by a company called GKN, because GKN's computer system is not transparent through a continuous acquisition and logistical support site that CALS, the Ministry of Defence, or Boeing's own inventory system. Of course, European Airbus inventory system is also accessible. So anyway, yes, they had to hide that because it's in the wings that this little bit of chemical magicry is done with this relatively harmless material that's converted into an extremely deadly strain. That's a very deadly variant. Oh, right, anyway, I was doing some music, wasn't I? I wouldn't know what the next tune was. Right, sorry about that. I'm just worried, you know, when you're going to die that way, you think, oh God, I'm going to tell someone I'm going to die. I'll just do that with Mr. Pharmacy, so I can't even remember it.